Hey folks, section 14.6, subtracting integers. Well guys, this is, I know it's review again, but listen, something I want us to talk about is the fact that we don't subtract integers. All we ever do is add, okay? The very first thing I do when I look at this one, it says find the difference. I've got two subtraction signs here, right next to each other. I've got to change that to a plus sign, okay? Now, how many terms are here? Well, there are two. There's positive 13 and positive 8. And when I add 13 positives to 8 positives, I get 21 positives. Done. That's it. It's easy as pie, man. Okay, let's look at the next one. All right, now in example number 2, it says evaluate the expression when x equals negative 14 and y equals negative 3. Well, I don't have a y in this expression. Okay, it's only the x that I have to worry about. Now the very first thing that I want to do is take two signs that are right next to each other and combine them to get plus. Okay? Negative and negative turn into positive. Okay, so now it's written correctly. Now remember, evaluate means plug in and to simplify. Well, I don't have anything to plug into yet. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the variable out and I'm going to write parentheses, because that's what I'm going to plug the value of x into. All right? Now x equals negative 14, so I'm going to write negative 14 in the parentheses, and I see I've got two terms, negative 14 and positive 17. Now I have more positives than negatives. I have 3 more positives than negatives. So my answer is positive 3. Done. Remember, look up here. I'm not doing any subtraction, anything. I'm just adding terms, combining terms. All right, positives and negatives. Okay? Nice job. Now let's look at example number 3 here. With example number 3, it says find the change in temperature or elevation. Now, I want to talk about, just give an example to begin with. Okay? Let's say, and I used Katia as in my example earlier, so I'll keep with Katia. Let's say Katia is 53 inches tall one day, and she goes to bed, and she wakes up the next day and she's 62 inches tall. And I said, well, find the change in Katia's height. Well, you would take 62 and you would subtract 53. You take the new minus the old, and it gives you the change. Okay, in this case it would be 9 inches. All right? Well, we're going to use that same model with these two problems. All right? When you look at A, it says find the change from negative 47 degrees Celsius to negative 38 degrees Celsius. So the new temperature is negative 38. So I'm going to write that first, minus the old temperature, which is negative 47. It's minus negative 47. So we have to write it that way. Now, before I simplify, of course, I want to take these two negatives and write them as a positive. So it's negative 38 plus 47. I've got two terms, negative 38, positive 47, and when I put them together, I've got more positives than negatives. How many more positives? 9. 9 degrees Celsius. Okay? Nice. Nice job. Now let's look at B here. In B, it says find the change from negative 20 meters to positive 50 meters. So I'm going to put the new first, which is 50, because that's what I went to, minus the old, which was negative 20. All right? Now, those two negative signs, we know we change those to positive. Okay? Now I've got two terms, 50 plus 20, and that gives me 70. Positive 70, right? 70 meters. That means that the change was positive 70 meters from negative 20 up to 50 meters. Okay? Good. I hope you guys see that. I think you've got that pretty good. Let's look at example number 4. Now in example number 4, it says find the value of the expression 102 minus negative 7 minus 270. Okay, so I need to rewrite this so that I don't have the words in my way. I'm just going to rewrite it. Okay? And the very first thing that I see is two operators right next to each other, two signs. Minus and minus turn into plus. Okay? Now, once I've gotten that cleaned up, I see that I've got three terms. 102, positive 7, and negative 270. This is a 7. Okay? I'll put these two together first, and that gives me 109 minus 270. Okay? Now, from here, these two terms, I've got way more negatives than positive. I have 270 negatives and only 109 positives. And remember, these 109 positives right here, they cancel with 109 of these negatives. So the question is, how many negatives are left? Well, if I take away 109 from it, that leaves me with 161 negatives. All right? Good. Good. I think you guys are making some good progress here. All right, let's look at the next one. All right? Now, the next one says, find the temperature at 6 a.m. I'm sorry, no. Example 5 says, the temperature at 6 a.m. was 63 degrees Fahrenheit. At 3 p.m. that afternoon, the temperature was 41 degrees Fahrenheit. What was the change in temperature? Well, remember, we take the new minus the old. Okay? And in this case, the new temperature is 41 degrees minus the old temperature, which was 63 degrees. All right? I don't need to clean up any of the signs. I only have one. All right? I've got two terms. Now, I see I've got more negatives than positives, so my answer is going to be negative. I've got 63 negatives and 41 positives, so that leaves me with 22 more negatives after they cancel out. And my answer is in degrees Fahrenheit. So the temperature change was minus 22 degrees Fahrenheit because it went down. All right? Answer done. All right, folks, I think you're done. All right, have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday.